All right, good, good, good. Good evening, peeps. I'm Auriel Grace, and this is a spiritual show. And tonight we're talking about family and ancestors, and all kinds of fun things like that. Actually, well, it might be fun. So, I do have a couple of things that I wanted to talk about first. I'm doing $50 Friday on this Friday. Uh, so if you are interested in an energy session and reading, send me an email at a gang of girls inc at gmail.com. I've got like ads all over the place. So check that out. And uh, also, did you buy your lottery tickets today and on Friday? Yeah. So it was the 11th and the 13th. If you did and you win, let Kendra and I know. You know how to get a hold of us. So let us know because we're keeping track of people that win. Okay. All right. So, and you can check out the astrology show that we did at the beginning of the month. Check it out on YouTube. Kendra has some homework for you to do. What? Because likes that. She likes giving homework to help you out. All right. All right. So, the astrology. With the astrology show, let us know if you're doing your homework, if you've completed it. Check it out because Kendra is going to have more homework for you to do in November. Yeah, very fun for you. Okay. All right. All right. So tonight we're talking about ancestors, familia, our families, and how they influence us, right? From the very beginning of our lives until like right now, right? Okay. So, this is a great book to read, The Four Agreements. And I always ask a lot of my clients to read this book because this book can tell you a lot about how and what and where your family, you know, and it is just the greatest book. It's called The Four Agreements. I try to read it at least once a year because every time I read it, I find something different, something interesting about family and about how I can deal with family. So that is a great one. Hey, Mary, how are you? All right. So this is a book that I wrote. It's called Clearing with Purpose. Some of the stuff we're talking about tonight is in this book. Okay. And so a lot of you want to know how to assist yourself with clearing, how to help others with clearing. And so this is a great book to start. It has lots of good homework in it, and lots of good practices in it. All right. So while we're talking about this, we're going to be talking about our ancestors and clearing the line. Okay, because a lot of you ask me questions about what can you do about your family? What can you do? And so I've got some good ideas for you here. All right. So an ancestor, also known as a forefather, grandmother, grandfather, foreelder, or forebear, is the parent or the parent of an antecedent. All right. So, ancestor is any person from whom one is descended. In law, the person from whom an estate has been inherited. So, that's according to Wikipedia. All right. Now, our ancestors, our grandmothers and grandfathers, aunties and uncles tell us stories about our family history, right? They do. Where we came from, how our ancestors lived. And so I'm sure everybody has some crazy stories about their families. I have lots. And so our family shapes and molds us into the people we are now. believe it or not, their influence becomes what we believe about ourselves, right? It develops our characters and how we interact with the world. So those are the first things that we learn. We learn from like what our parents and our grandparents and our family. And that's how were able to interact with the world. That's like our example, all right? So, for example, my mom is totally into our ancestry, right? So she went and she did a lot of research. She tracked down people and cousins, and she wanted to know the truth about our family, right? Because, well, I'll tell you about that in a minute. But she wanted to know the truth about our family, where they came from, who they were, why our family interacts and reacts to each other in the way that they do. She's got a file like this thick of all the people that she's met. It's been a journey for her. And she tells me all about it whenever we see each other. It's really cool how she has linked everything. So she started to understand the whys of our family. And studying your ancestry is a good way, just like studying history. And if you're a religious person, studying the history of your religion, it's really important for you to understand your personal history so you understand more about you yourself, right? Why some things bother you, um, how things bother you, how you react to things. A lot of that, if you think about it, probably was the way that your mother, your grandmother, your great grandmother interacted, right? So I was raised by my mother, my grandmother, and my great grandmother. And my grandmother and my great grandmother were very angry people. They were angry, they're frustrated, um, they had a poverty mindset. Um, they were just angry with the world. Why hadn't the world treated them better? Mm. And so I saw how they interacted and reacted to each other, and it was kind of fun because in my 20s I was angry, and I'm like, why am I so angry? I'm not an angry person. I'm a pretty sunny person. I'm a positive person. And when I realized and I connected that, I was like, oh, okay. I don't need to be angry. I can just be me. Which was it like took that huge burden off of me, and I was more able to interact and react to my world in a positive way, in a better way. All right. So we can recreate ourselves. We don't have to be exactly like the people that came before us. We can be different, and we can be open to new ideas. All right. So what do we do with that? So my mom and I decided that we were going to change. We were going to break the chain of anger and frustration, and we were going to live our lives the way we wanted to. And we did that. She Hey Bambi. So um so my mom moved away from our family. So did I. But we still love them, but we weren't under their influence anymore. We weren't there to hear the day-to-day crazy, right? So it's one of the ways that we broke the chain. The other way I broke the chain was deciding not to be angry, deciding to be a more positive person, to raise my children in a positive environment, to have more structure in my life, and choosing my way rather than their way. So, but it took a while, and a lot of people now are looking for quick fixes. They want to get fixed quick. But sometimes we have to, because we're human beings, and it depends on the trauma that we've gone through. We have to peel off those layers. We can't take a sledgehammer and sledgehammer it out. The reason why is because you'll go into shock and you won't want to work on it, right? So we have to peel the layers back and peel them back and let those layers go. And each time we peel layers back and we let them go, we can see ourselves immerse into what we truly want to create, or what the person that we truly want to be. And we realize that our fears really are just fears. That's it. Okay. So one of the ways that I chose to look at my great grandmother, whom I do love very much, um, she was always good to me as a child. Like, she was always kind to me. She taught me a little bit about cooking. She taught me crafting. She taught me how to sew. And so my time with her actually was pretty good. And so I choose to remember that part of her rather than the part that was always trying to start fights and stuff. And she is actually the reason why I wear lipstick. So when I was in my teen years, I used to wear really pale pink lipstick. And so she started asking me, because she would see me put my lipstick on, and she would tell me, "So, you ready? You got your lipstick on? You good for today?" And one time when I was getting read by a psychic medium, he asked me, he goes, "What's the deal with the lipstick and the little compact mirror?" That's my great grand. That is her influence. And so um, I wear lipstick every day, even if I'm not going anywhere. I put my lipstick on because that's part of getting ready for my day. And it's a positive thing that I picked up from my grandmother. Okay. So so when we look at our relatives, our ancestors in that way, we see them in the way that that part of them that we actually loved, and the part of them that really we didn't agree with, we just let that go and hold on to that thing, that affection for them, because when we do that, again, we relieve ourselves from burdens that no longer serve us. For those of you that have gone through trauma with both parents, um, that had a really hard childhood, there are other things that we're going to talk about that you can do to assist yourself with that, because we know that there is trauma, and some of the words I cannot say, otherwise YouTube and Facebook will turn the video off. So we won't say the words, but I'll just say that for those of you that have gone through trauma, it is serious. And if you are still feeling traumatized, you need to get assistance. Please get assistance. Okay. If you need help with that, let me know, because I know some really good counselors that can assist you. All right. All right. Remember, I am not a psychologist, I am a psychic. And so what I give to you, experience that I have had, or others that are allowing me to tell their stories, so that it can be relatable to you and it can assist you again with, like, alleviating some of your burdens, alleviating some of your angst, and raising up your resonance. That's always my goal, is to raise your resonance up to a place of unconditional love. And it is possible. So, and all you have to do is allow it to happen. Okay. Okay. So, um, my choice always is to choose to remember the positive parts of the person that probably, like, created trauma for me. And for those people that, that I really don't like, I have learned to put up boundaries, because It doesn't really matter one way or another. And boundaries is an aspect of self love. Setting up boundaries for yourself is good. It's self love and it's love for the other person as well, because you're letting them know this is no good, no bueno. I don't want this anymore in my life. So if you can't say something nice, button it up, throw away the key, whatever. We all know in reality that everything isn't positive, but what we can choose what we want to interact with, and that includes our ancestors and our family, right? So don't let their story be your story. Create your own story. It's a lot funner than you think. Okay, so it's a choice you make about your ancestors. It's a choice that you make about your grandmothers, your grandfathers, your aunties, and your uncles. So this helps breaks the chains of bad habits, of things that no longer serve you or serve others. Because remember, they were also raised during a different time. We are now, and so we have all of these great tools, and we have all this great knowledge now that is opened up for us. Beforehand, there was limited knowledge about a lot of things, but now we have like the internet. We have Google. Google helps you with so many things. And it answers most of my questions, especially when she knows what I'm talking about, right? All right, so let's talk about curses. A lot of people ask me about curses. So, um, curses take a lot of energy, and usually it takes more than one person to create a curse. All right. So, and it takes a lot of emotion. You can't just like say something and it happens. Family curses start with an opinion. They start with a person talking about, oh, somebody cursed me, and now our family is going to go downhill. And so there are generations and generations of people that feel like they're cursed because the people keep talking about it. The family keeps talking about it. They keep creating it. They're creating that energy of a curse. And all you have to do is go, you know what? This is not mine. This is not my burden. This is else if you truly believe it, but it's not mine, and walk away from it and recreate your life. Because when you make a curse, one thing I'll say is everything that we do comes back to us, right? And we want to put out what we want to receive, right? It's a cycle. So you want to go around cursing people. What kind of life are you living? How happy are you? I can imagine people that curse people are very happy, right? No. All right. So we want to go back and clear out that type of energy, that type of curse energy, because we have we have people that believe it, believe it, believe it, believe it, and then they truly believe it to their core. And then it's really hard to break free of that. And then the whole family feels it, and so the whole family will align with it. And then the family is cursed because that's what they believe. And that's how that energy is created. So just because you're not getting your way, what you want, how you want it, does not mean that you're cursed. Maybe you need to shift your perception a little bit in order to like create that life that you truly want and desire instead of focusing on, oh no, it's because my great grandmother like from 5 generations ago was talking about this curse, and now none of us get anything that we want. Don't believe the curse. Break free of it. Break the chain. We'll talk about how to do it in a second. All right. So we want to make sure that, we clear our burdens and looking at how our ancestors talk to us and how we are able to break free of some of those thoughts. Like my my great grandmother's favorite thing to say was, money doesn't grow on trees. We're poor. And I really didn't understand that until I got older. Um, that we were poor, that we were so poor. I really just didn't get it. But what I understand about it now was that as I grew older, that little thing in my brain, which he taught me, kept me from receiving more than what I I was receiving. It kind of kept me in place, right? So little sayings like that came from, you know, the that came from poverty kept me in. It's like a control thing. It keeps you in place. And that's another way of nursing your family as well, is by letting them know that, oh, we're poor. We're always going to be poor. Those rich people are bad, blah, 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 like that. And so you don't want to think that way because even if you are wealthy, you still have burdens that you are bearing, that you're holding. So everybody is different. Everybody has a has different feelings, has different experiences. So don't hold people in place. Don't try to control anyone by sayings like that because it doesn't help you and it doesn't help others. That's what we're here for. A lot of people like, oh, I'm a light worker, and oh yeah, and all this stuff, and then they start yah and complaining and stuff. It's like, hold your tongue. What else have you learned? So if you truly want to be a light worker, look at yourself, look at your ancestors and see how they reacted and interacted with each other, and look how you react and interact with your children. Is it the same? And do you feel burdened by it? Do you feel like you are unable to move forward or expand? That is you holding yourself back because of something that you have been taught. So take a breath because I'm going to teach you a little thing to help you um, start to clear that up without really having to focus on each individual thing. Instead, you're able to focus on it as a whole and it will help you. Okay. Because as I broke free of like the ideas that were influenced upon me as a child, I found that life got easier and maintaining my business was easier and being more creative easier, writing books easier, selling books easier. So when we look at it like that and we don't try to pinpoint things, like look at it as a whole, don't try to pinpoint anything and not take anything in, grab it and pull it into our core, but instead we're releasing it out. It helps us release those burdens from the past that we're carrying from our ancestors, right? So, um, now let me explain a little bit about energy work. All right. So a lot of people will rush in and do all kinds of energy work and get all kinds of stuff done to them, and then they kind of end up a mess because they don't give themselves time to recalibrate. So whenever I do energy work on someone, like say uh, if I do a big energy session or I am helping somebody release some layers and stuff, I always tell them, wait 3 days before you do anything else. You know, at least wait 3 days because it takes 3 days for our energy field to recalibrate, right? Because when we clear, we're taking out stuff, we're removing it, we're sending it back out to the universe. And so when we do that, we make more room, right? And so we fill that area full of light so that there isn't, it isn't hard to recalibrate. So it usually takes about 3 days to recalibrate. When we're doing energy work, ancestral work, um, when we're doing soul retrieval, things like that, it takes longer for things to happen. It usually takes, my teacher used to tell us, it would usually take a week there and a week back. So 2 weeks, right? Because when you're doing big, heavy clearing work, and you're taking and pulling cords and you're clearing energy fields and clearing out past lives and all that kind of stuff, it takes a week there and a week back. That's how long it'll take to recalibrate. So, um, with all this, with that in mind, I did ask my spirit guides and angels for something, for a tool for people to assist them with clearing out their familial lines so that they're not carrying the burdens of their ancestors. And what we're going to do tonight is the ancestral clearing meditation. Okay, we'll do that in a few minutes. But what it's going to help you with is not only is it going to clear you yourself, but it will clear your line. So even if your mom or dad are still alive, it helps them too. And it also helps those who have passed on, those spirits who have passed on, your ancestors, because what you're doing is you're clearing for them too. So you're clearing the line. And you'll feel it about a week in. You're going to feel like this feeling of lightness because the burdens have been dropped out into the universe to be recycled, and you're going to feel good. So allow yourself to recalibrate. I did this meditation for a long time, for years, to clear the lines of my mother's line. And it's only because they had a rough go. They really did. And I believe that it really helped me. It helped my mom. It helped my mom and I's relationship a whole bunch. And so it can help you too. I'm an example of that. Hey. It's helped others of my clients as well. And what we really want to do is help relieve you of those burdens that are just no longer serving you, right? To lighten your load, to pull off influences that no longer serve you or have never served you, and so that you can feel like you can create your life in a good way, in a positive way. All right. All right. So, this ancestral meditation is on my website at aurielgrace.net. For those of you who want to try it out, just click on the meditation tab. The other thing is you have to do it like every 2 weeks. Again, a week there, a week back, right? So we want to make sure that you recalibrated so that you can start again. It takes more than once to do this meditation to clear your line. Because remember, we are layers. And so each time we clear, we pull a layer off. We pull a layer off. And what else happens is that not only are you helping yourself, you're clearing yourself, but when you clear, every time you heal yourself, whether you're doing this type of work or other work, you heal those that are connected to you. Okay, so like if you're going to be doing this work for you specifically, it can help with your children, it can help with their children, it can also help with your parent, their parent, and so on. Focus on what line you want to work with and go with that. So, like, if you're going to do your mom's line, do your mother's line. If you're going to do your dad's line, do your dad's line. And it will assist you with forgiving. It'll assist with those regrets that you have. It will assist you with feeling better about the relationship and just accepting the people as they are, who they are, right? It's like a little lesson in temperance. So it teaches us how to be accepting of who people are rather than who we want them to be. What a gift is that, right? What a relief that is. So we want to, that's what we're working with. So I asked my guides and angels to assist me with a tool that can help not only myself, but others. And this is the tool that they gave me. And so we're going to do this now. This meditation is not very long. It doesn't take very long. And yep, you can do it on your own. Once you've heard it a couple times, you'll be good to go. You can do it on your own because it's a lot of visual work, and it's fun visual work because all my meditations are fun. I try to make them as fun as I can because hey, who wants to do a boring meditation, right? Nobody. Okay, so I do want to say hi to everybody that is watching right now because there's a bunch of you. I'm so grateful. Thank you. Also, if you like the video, please like it, subscribe, follow, whatever it is that on whatever social media that you're watching. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. So, if we're going to do the meditation, everybody take a deep breath and get comfy. Hey, Sarah, take a deep breath. Get comfortable. Hey, Bonnie. And we're going to do this meditation. Remember, the meditation is on my website at aurielgrace.net. Just click on the meditation tab for when you truly, when you're serious about doing this. It'll be very fun for you. All right. And you'll feel it happening. All right. So, everybody comfortable? Okay. Take a deep breath. And as you take that deep breath, you see the most beautiful box form before you. So on each exhale, the box becomes even more beautiful than the last breath. And remember, this box is your box, and it's going to shift and change to make it colorful, or it might have bows on it. So breathe light into your box, make it beautiful. And as soon as your box is complete, open it up and put all of your troubles in the box. Just put them in there. Your sadness, your regret, your anger, your frustration, your anxiety, your depression. Put them all in the box. Put all of it in the box. Throw it in there. And once you've thrown all that into the box, connect to your parent, whichever parent you're going to work with. Feel that parent. Feel how you feel about that parent. And as you're feeling it and you're going through the emotions, throw in the box anything that you hold against that parent, anything that is not serving you at this time, any regrets, anything like that. Put it in the box. And every time you put something in the box, you're going to see that the box becomes even more beautiful. So place all of that into the box. And when you're done placing all of that into the box, hand it back to your mother or father. They'll know what to do with the box. Even if the mother and father are still alive, their spirit is there with you. Hand the box back to them. They'll know what to do with the box. And they will also do the same thing. And this is why this healing work takes a while, is because it goes up your line until the end of your line. It takes about a week. So as you're in that energy of handing back those burdens to your ancestors, take a deep breath. Get centered. Connect to your heart chakra and breathe light into it. Breathe light into your heart chakra and allow the light to move through your chakra and then allow the light of your heart chakra to embrace you. Allow that unconditional love to move through you and around you to assist you with centering, grounding, and balancing. Now, how do you feel? And watch yourself every day. Check yourself out. Write down how you feel every day for the next 7 days and see how you feel changes. Okay? All right. So take a deep breath. And again, you can go to the website and click on my meditation tabs, and you can do this twice a month. Remember to choose one parent to work with or one side, mother or father side, and do that until you feel that you've cleared the line, and then work on the other parent's side. And you'll see There is a huge difference. You'll see the difference between the lines once you've worked through one line. You'll notice that the other line isn't so hard to work through. Okay. All right. So write down how you feel every day. Keep track of it and mark your calendars every 2 weeks. Do this meditation, and you'll see that there is a huge difference. All right. And remember to honor your ancestors. Honor them, because without them, you wouldn't be here, right? And every soul is an awesome soul, as far as I'm concerned. So there you go. Okay. So, all of you, have an awesome week. Please stay safe. Please spend time saying prayers or assisting those who have been affected by the hurricanes. If you can help in any way, shape, or form, please help them. There are a lot of people working to help them. Up here in North Carolina, there is the Samaritan's Purse, and there's also Red Cross. Those two places are known all over the place, and they are helping. Down in Florida, I know that the Red Cross is down there helping them as well. Remember, their lives have been ruined. They have. It is very sad. And many of you are feeling that sadness all over. Remember, it is not your sadness, it is other people's sadness. Please, please pray for them. It will help you and others. All right? All right. So have a wonderful week. Stay safe. Keep your hearts open and aligned with the energy of love. I'll see you next Sunday night. Bye.